Hi everybody, this is Heidi Cullinan and you are receiving my revised 2017 post-Sam Hain closing announcement Patreon pitch. I am going to give you some information about what my plans for this year are now that we know that my catalog is coming back to me. And so stay tuned for all those announcements. So, in case you haven't heard, my publisher, Sam Hain, is closing as of the end of February. And that is 13 of my books. Those books, in case you don't know, are Carry the Ocean, Love Lessons, Fever Pitch, Lonely Hearts, Special Delivery, Double Blind, Tough Love, Private Gentleman, Clockwork Heart, Let It Snow, Sleigh Ride, Winter Wonderland. All those books are going to disappear from all shelves, virtual and otherwise, very soon. So you should be downloading those from whatever retailers you have. As my understanding is that they will stay at third-party websites, like they should be in your Kindle still, but I would download them just to be safe. But they will be gone and the rights will be returning to me, and I will be re-releasing them as self-published titles. I also have 3 titles from Wild City, which have come back to me very recently, and those are Hero, Miles and the Magic Flute, and The Devil Will Do. Those I had already planned to kind of casually re-release this year, but those plans have also changed given the sudden influx of books from Sam Hain, because I have a lot of decisions to make. Because of all the books coming back from Sam Hain, I also have decided to release some of the little free books that I have always planned to release that just haven't, because I'd always meant to release them as proper books, like Frozen Heart, Hooch and Cake, and The 12 Days of Randy, which are currently free but unedited little books that I have written and are available on my website, and I'm going to release those as proper books. Just since I'm doing all this, it's like, you know, as long as we're being insane, let's be really insane. And so those are going to come out with everything else. And so in total, this means that in the next less than 12 months, I'm going to be putting out 24 books. Because in addition to all those books, this is Mitch, by the way, and that's Sasha. In addition to all those books, I have 4 more books that I had already planned to produce this year, which are brand new. So that's why this video is so long, and that's why I'm explaining all this, because there's a lot going on, in addition to all the cats. You'll notice that I have magically lost my cat assistants. I keep pausing this video to edit and things, and Sasha has decided he had enough. By the way, that is not Sasha, my editor. That is Sasha, my cat. Sasha, my editor, is actually a person. My books are not edited by cats. So the rest of this video is going to be me explaining just very briefly the Patreon levels and what you can expect by being a patron, and what I can do for you as a patron and what you can do for me. I'll also tell you about the other 4 books that I have planned coming out this year, so that you can know the new things that are coming out. Okay, what's immediately on deck is Shelter the Sea, which is slated to come out in April and will still come out in April, but exactly when in April is now dependent on when I'm able to get Carry the Ocean back out, because it is book 1 in the Roosevelt series, and it is currently available, and it will be available through the end of the month, I think. But then I have to see when I get the rights back. I don't know if I get the rights back early in March or late in March. And so if I get the rights back late in March, it's going to take me a minute to get the book reformatted and then put through the pipes and back into circulations. And I would like the book out before I put the new book out. So it might be that Shelter the Sea comes out late in April instead of early in April when I had originally planned. So this becomes a really important thing, because Shelter the Sea is going to be ready in a couple weeks for patrons. So if you're really hot to read Shelter the Sea and you're a patron, you're going to get it really soon. And if you're waiting for it through the standard methods, you might be waiting until almost May. Also, if you don't have Carry the Ocean and you find out that it exists as a book and Sam Hain has already pulled it down, you are going to be able to get it sooner as a patron than if you were waiting for it to come back through the regular channels. So that's another advantage of being a patron right there. You will get everything faster as it disappears because I will be giving it to you. So that's perk one. But Shelter the Sea is the first new thing coming out, and this is the first moment where being a patron is going to be a really big advantage because you're going to get it faster. Then the next new thing is going to be in. So let me move my document. Next new thing is in July, which is Rebel Heart, which is the next book in the Love Lessons series. The schedule for release for the re-release for the Love Lessons books is, I'm thinking Love Lessons in Frozen Heart in May, Fever Pitch and Lonely Hearts in June, and Rebel Heart in July. Frozen Heart is the short. I'm just gonna put it out as a hopefully audio in May, but it depends on when I can get Iggy's schedule, but it will be out in audio. New cover for Frozen Heart, since it just has one that I made right now, but everything else hopefully will have the same cover if I can get it from Sam Hain. Otherwise I'll have to have new covers, but they'll be mostly the same. It'll just be ones that I put back out. If you're a patron, you'll get them all new. They'll look mostly the same, but you'll get them. They'll be reformatted for me. If you have been unhappy with Sam Hain's formatting for any of these books, this is a perk that you'll get. My formatting is really good. I pay a guy who's excellent at it, and if you have seen any of the new books, the formatting is spot on. I will stand by that formatting, both the print and the ebook. They're very good, and so that's a perk whether you get them traditionally or ebook. So that's something that's coming out. But Rebel Heart is the next new one. The next, the one new one after that is in August, and that is Antisocial. I'm not telling you anything else about that right now, but that's a brand new one, standalone, has no attachment to any series whatsoever. Then we have a rush of re-releases and I will tell you more about that in a minute. But then the next new one is in November, and that would be the next Minnesota Christmas. So Shelter the Sea, Rebel Heart, Antisocial, and the next Minnesota Christmas were the ones that I had originally planned. A quick word on the re-releases of things like Special Delivery and Minnesota Christmas and Clockwork Heart and all the other things that I didn't mention when I listed off the Love Lesson series and things like that. A lot of those are kind of soft. That's the glut of the fall. Right now, my notes say Special Delivery, Hooch and Cake, Double Blind, Tough Love, all in August, but that might be August, September. It kind of depends on how my editing and cover art and all that goes. It might be August, September. A Private Gentleman and Clockwork Heart, I have September. That might be October. It might be earlier. Let It Snow, Sleigh Ride, Winter Wonderland, I have September, October. It might be more October, November. That's all real soft, but the fall is going to be a really amazing time to be a patron. That's when you say, well, why does she have those limits on ebooks? The fall. Because it's just going to be like, it literally will be, I mean, the Christmas is going to be the fall. That's when it's just going to be me handing you piles of books. Some of them that you already have, but handing you piles of books. And I think a lot of those, especially the Christmas books, are the ones where people really complained about formatting. And so if you wanted the new, better formatting, that's the time when you're going to get it. I also have the 12 Days of Randy slated for then, too. And then the 3 ones from Mod City I have currently slated for January of 2018. But again, it's really soft. It might be February. It might be December. It all depends on when I get the editing done and the cover art's done and how crazy I am with the schedule by the time we get to the fall. It's really hard to say. I've never put out 24 books in a year before. It's going to be an adventure. So this is all, that's the schedule. It's a little squishy. The 4 books, though, are pretty hammered. They're pretty solid, and that Love Lessons stuff is pretty solid, too, because I want to get it out before those books. And I also will definitely get the Christmas books out before the new Christmas book. So that's the schedule as a concept. And I will put this up on my website, but, again, squishy on a lot of this other stuff. The thing I forgot to say about the Carry the Ocean and Shelter the Sea is it won't be right away because I haven't been able to talk to Iggy yet, but there will be audio for Carry the Ocean and Shelter the Sea. I had already bought the rights for Carry the Ocean that I would have gotten anyway. But that is something that I will get in the works. I just haven't been able to contact him yet. And so now then that will also hold true for all the Christmas books. But that will just be a production time issue. So everything, I'm going to try to get everything in audio eventually. But, oh, my cat assistant is back. Mitch has returned. So audio is coming too. So something to look forward to as well. The options for your pledge levels are listed in the sidebar, and they are varied. They're a little bit different than what have been listed in the past. I've adjusted them for the volume of releases that I'm going to be having come out this year. I will be making some posts in the Patreon feed that will be public, and if you are a patron, you can ask me questions directly in the feed, or you can PM me if you have questions. If you're not a patron, you're welcome to ask me any questions you want in email or on social media, and I will do my best to answer those questions for you as quickly as I can. The bottom line is I would love to have you as a patron if you would like to come. You do not have to be a patron to support my work. You can simply continue to buy my work as it appears if that is what you wish to do. Right now, there's a unique opportunity in being a patron because it is not only a way for you to help me, it is a way for me to help you. If you are at all concerned about your books disappearing, if you're concerned about what is happening to the books you have loved, if you worry about your ebooks, if you worry about this like service going away or whatever, if you're at all feeling unsafe, for $12 a year you can have all of them or most of them come back and have all kinds of help from us, and you can help me in return, because yes, when you pledge it helps me directly, and it is going to cost a fantastic amount of money for me to put all these books back out. It's not going to cripple me. I'm still going to be buying Yuri on Ice Blu-rays from Japan. It's not like I'm going to be beggared by doing this, and in the end I'm going to make a lot more money by doing this myself, so this is good for me in the end. It's going to be an interesting year, and you being a patron is going to be a really big part of me having a better way of returning the books back into the world, and this is a fun way to be a part of it if that interests you. If it doesn't, that's fine. You can continue to just buy the traditional way and support it however you want. But if you want to be a part of it, if you are concerned either for yourself or for me, then this is a way to do it. And you can start at a really low level and work your way up or jump around, and you can do it however you want. You can ask me questions. You can ask other people questions. You're welcome to ask other patrons questions. And that's all good. However you want to do it is fine by me. But that's the information on Patreon and what Patreon's going to look like for 2017. Jump on board if you want in, and if you're fine how you are, that's good too. I'll see you around, and I'm gonna get back to writing some books because I've got a couple to put out right now. Talk to you soon. Take care.